Chef. My name is Counselor Serafina, and today we're going to learn how to bake s'mores cookies. But before we begin, I'd like to just share an uplifting quote for our devotion today. So I know everything is kind of uncertain with the coronavirus going around and all these sorts of things, so I just like to read Philippians 4:6-7. It says, "Do not worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all that He has done. Then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and mind as you live your life in Christ Jesus." So this is Philippians 4:6-7. Because it is really an uncertain time, we really need to come to Jesus even more now. And we need to come to Him and give Him our burdens, give Him our worries, and that way we can just be more happier and more at peace. So let's get into it. So for today's recipe, we're going to need 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, 3/4 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, 1/2 cup of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of mini marshmallows, 1 bar of Hershey's chocolate, and 4 graham crackers. So first thing I'm going to do is add in 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and what I like to do is use a weight, just because that is the most accurate, and so you actually want to do 150 grams of all-purpose flour right there, and like 1 or 2 grams off is fine. So then after that, I'm going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So sometimes baking powder and baking soda get mixed up, but you want to use 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm just going to add that to my flour mixture, and then I'm going to take my baking soda and add in 1/2 teaspoon as well. Then I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. So just add it in. Now we're going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. As you can see, I'm just going to put it in. We're going to whisk it. And as you can see right here, it should be about 160 grams. After we whisk it together, we're just going to put it on the side. So we're going to add another bowl. So with this, we're going to add in our wet ingredients, which will be room temperature, 1/2 cup of butter. And so we're going to use 1 stick of unsalted butter. You can see I left mine out for a couple hours, and you can make an indent. So this is the type of temperature our butter should be at. So you're going to put in the butter, and then you're going to put in our sugar, which will be a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar. So after that, we're just going to whisk in. You can do this with a hand mixer or by hand. After this, you're gonna want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Add in the vanilla extract. Add in 1 egg. Just crack it on the side. Mix in the eggs. Now, after we have mixed this, we're gonna set it to the side. We're gonna have a knife, but be careful. We'll bring out the marshmallows, a Hershey's bar, but we're gonna cut it in quarter. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put all the marshmallows out. marshmallows in half. Just to kind of roughly chop up to chocolate. This graham crackers, I'm gonna just chop these up. What we're gonna do now is we're going to add in flour to our butter mixture, and we're just gonna whisk it in. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to be adding our chocolate chips, marshmallows, and graham crackers. We're just gonna add these to our batter. It should look something like this. So now what we're gonna do is we're actually going to refrigerate this for at least an hour. So we rested our cookie dough for about 1 to 2 hours. I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees to bake these cookies for about 10 to 12 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a ice cream scoop or 2 tablespoons. You can roll it or you can just plop it down. And I also want to just be aware, wherever your marshmallows are, they will expand. So just want to be aware of that. So I'm just going to repeat this process. Put these into the oven. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until it has baked for about 8 minutes, and then I'm going to place them on, and then I'm going to stick it back into the oven for about 2 to 3 minutes, okay?
Thanks for hanging out today with PSR Home. Make sure to check out our website at psrhome.org, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure to follow us on social media. Share your PSR at Home experiences on Instagram and Facebook by using the hashtag PSR at Home